In this video, let's talk about sex. Question number 1. What about masturbation? Dictionary says masturbation is touching and rubbing parts of your body for sexual pleasure or climax. One religious writer and youth worker says, if done while focusing on God, it can be an act of worship. Come on. Dr. Douglas Weiss explains the neurological activity using Pavlov and the dogs. Remember Pavlov? Ivan Pavlov did an experiment by ringing the bell just before he gave food to his dogs. After a number of repeats and trials of this procedure, he presented the bell on its own. As you might expect, the sound of the bell on its own now caused an increase in salivation. When the dogs heard the bell and anticipated the reward, a neurological response was triggered, and the dog salivated, preparing his body for food. It can also be called conditioned reflex. Dr. Weiss says human beings go through the same process during masturbation. Endorphins and enkephalins rush to the excitement center, and it will be detrimental at the later part. You will be sexually glued or bonded with whatever you focus on when you experience it. The image of the women from next door, from the magazines, or from the websites. Yes, of course, you will not be getting STD, or yes, no memory loss, or be blind. But when you get married, you will not be making love to your wife, but to someone or something else that you were glued to. So, you can decide, is it okay to do? Question number 2. How far is too far in dating? Up to kissing, or hugging, or holding hands? How far? One writer says it should be the tan line. The line where the sun doesn't touch should not be even touched before marriage. While it is very practical, I want to suggest one more. Let me take you to my Bible college days. I asked one of my professors, "Sir, is there a white line? Because I want to justify something that I have done." He said, "I won't tell the answer whether there is white line or not. But I tell you this, when we do sin, we know it." So how far is too far in dating? I would suggest you know it line, or the conscience line. When we cross the line, we know it. You say, "But brother, what if I didn't feel guilty at all?" If you say that, I will reply, you are very far from God. Question number 3. What is intimacy? Is it equal to sex? Who defines it? Is it Hollywood, or the porn industry? Lights, camera, action! In this James Bond movie, is this intimacy? Let us read another letter. The letter writer says, "Last year I went out with this guy. I thought I was so in love, but I held out from having sex with him until about the last 2 or 3 months we saw each other. I know we wouldn't be together again, but I wanted him to be my first because I loved him so much, which was such a stupid reasoning. He was such a jerk to me. He didn't deserve what I gave to him. He took something I can't ever have back." Did she have an intimate encounter? Or was it just sex? Intimacy is soul-to-soul connection, or as one of my mentors say, intimacy. We can have an intimate encounter with our father, friends, families, and our spouse. Sex is not in the package of love or intimacy. It is in the package of marriage. Question number 4. Premarital sex can't be that bad because I have the right over my body. I guess you are right. If a boy rides a bicycle, I guess he has the right to do so. But if a fast-moving bus is to hit him, I guess I have the right to warn him and tell him, So you may have the right over your body, but I too have the right to warn you. I'll put few consequences here more in the next episode. A whooping 90% of sexual encounters in Hollywood are between unmarried people. An average American witnessed more than 70,000 sex images before he or she is 18, and that's a lot. More stats. People having sex before marriage are twice as likely to get divorced after they do marry. And they are less likely to be happy in marriage. And they are more likely that they will cheat and more likely to commit adultery. And they are less likely to have satisfactory sex life. It will not strengthen your eventual sex life. 1 Corinthians 6 9 to 10 reads, "Or do you not know that wrongdoers will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. Neither the sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor men who have sex with men will inherit the kingdom of God." Is there a way out? I have been active for so long. I do think there is. Otherwise, this video won't exist.